All right, so good morning, you all. Right, once again, welcome to all in the GuiNet technology. And let's start our session about the Palo Alto firewall. Right, that is a next generation firewall. So we'll start right from basic concept to understand about the all firewall concept, why we need a firewall, what is the advantage of the firewall, and what is the basically firewall. That's the more concept we just have to understand, and then gradually we'll try to do the deep dive about this firewall feature, right? So let me start with the some basic idea about the firewall, and then we'll go slowly in deeper side. I'll open the window for the open Q&A session, right? You guys can ask your questions, whatever you have the questions. For time being, it's muted for the everyone, but let us state I'll definitely allow everyone to speak and ask your query as well. So first thing, many of us, when you start your journey about the firewall, so everyone having like the query, like why basically I need to start with the Palo Alto firewall. Right. I can go with any of the firewall because the many vendor available in the market, right? And I can start my journey any of the firewall. So why should I learn the Palo Alto firewall? This could be the first, query in your mind. So let me just, a little bit brief about why you should learn the Palo Alto firewall in compared to other firewall. So what are the major vendor available in the market? So in market, we having the major vendor available that is Palo Alto firewall. We having the FortiGate firewall, right? We having the checkpoint firewall, and then we have the Cisco ASA next generation firewall. These all are the next generation firewall. Just you can mention the Cisco ASA firewall. These are the leader in the market, right? You can say like we having the highest demand about this firewall, right? Uh, yes, Sirsat, you'll get the lab access. No need to worry. Okay, Raj, you'll get the lab access. So these are the like major vendor in the market where we have to, understand about their product and features. So if you go for the any company and probably any organization, they are managing some other organization, their security infrastructure or the network infrastructure, you are going to find either of the firewall is going to deploy in their infrastructure. So sometime you'll find the Palo Alto, sometime you'll find the FortiGate, sometime you'll find the Cisco ASA and the checkpoint as well. But what is the ratio, right? It's totally, you know, ratio depend demand on supply. So you can think in this way, uh, in in the automobile field, we having a lot of companies like the Maruti, we have Hyundai, we have BMW, we have, right? We have Jaguar, we have some kind of the other like the vendor also who's selling the cars, right? So you just have to think in this way, the car who is going to sell in most in the market, right? The car who is going to sell most in the market, there like the workshop should be the more. Means let's suppose I purchase the car. So I need the car service, right? I need a car service. Other maintenance, right? Other maintenance means I have to basically uh, uh, reach to like the service center regarding any accidental repair, regular checkups like that. So if I have the more cars in a market, means the more people are using my product. So I need the more service centers, right? So if I need the more service center, so in the service center I need the more engineers. So the engineers are going to be, highly required in their service center who having the more card. Let's take an example as a Hyundai. So Hyundai, uh, right? Hyundai is the one of the like you can just think about. Maruti is also top seller. Hyundai is also Kia is also nowadays in top seller in the market. So if I have the highest sale in the car of the Hyundai in the market, so you'll find the highest number of the service center across the all India location, and then highest number of the engineer is going to be required. So always who having the skill about the Hyundai car, that engineer having the high demand in the market, right? And who having the low customer base in the market, means low cars in the market, low service in the market, so their requirement is going to be low as well. So the story about it means if you having the more product in the market, you are going to get more opportunity in the market because you having the knowledge about the product. If you're having a less product in the market, you are going to get the less opportunity in the market. But it's not mean you just have to depend in the only one product. Might be you're going to find the very good job in the some Cisco ASA, firewalls. You're going to find the very good job in the checkpoint because the customer who having the full area in the checkpoint, they definitely look for the checkpoint engineer, right? So that's why they are the major player in the market. And if I just try to compare the Gartner Magic Report, you can see this is the Gartner Magic Report that was happened in the last year 2022. And you can see in this Gartner Magic Report, that is the we have in the coordinate magic. You can see magic quadrant, that is the Gartner Magic Report. They annually provide some kind of the research data about the product, basically in the IT solution product, like with the networking, like with the security, and some other AI-based solutions, some kind of the cloud-based solution. And they do the research, they take the feedback from the customer and the end user, and they come to the conclusion which product is the best in the market. And accordingly, they are going to, provide the area where these products are going to belong. They are the market leader, means they are the top selling product, they're highly demanding the product, they are the very convenient for the user friendly product. And some are the challenger because they are like trying to become the leader, so they are doing a lot of kind of the researches, they are like trying to improve their products. And some niche players also, some visionary also, so they are the total four categories. And out of these four category, you can see a lot of vendors selling the you know security firewalls or the network firewall in the market. You can see Cisco, Alibaba, Juniper, Huawei, Microsoft, Amazon, SonicWall, S3C, WatchGuard, Sophos, ForcePoint, Barracuda, Hillstones Network, and Sangfor Technology also. But out of this, only these three are the leader in the market. Why they are leader? Because they having the very high demand in the market. So basically they are getting the very popularity in the market. So that's why if you are the skill set of these three firewalls, either of these firewall, you are going to get more opportunity in the market, right? So that's why either you are going for the FortiGate firewall, either you are going for the Palo Alto firewall, checkpoint firewall, you are always going to be get the high job possibility in the market in compared to this all firewall because they having the very low customer base. So that's the recommendation. So they are leader, and out of this leader, sometime Palo Alto is a leader, sometime Fortinet is leader. So they keep swapping every year. Some year last in 2021, Palo Alto was the leader of the leader. But this 2022, it Fortinet become the leader. Might be in 2023 again Palo Alto become the leader. So these having the very high competition, and they keep becoming leader of the leaders. So this is the reason Palo Alto is a quite popular firewall, and they having the very high demand in the market for the skilled Palo Alto engineers, and same for the Fortinet also, right? So this is the region. One region you just have to go with the Palo Alto firewall. What is another region I have? So another region I have, if I compare some other, I have taken some other references like eSecurityPlanet.com, and that is again global search organization. They kept doing the searching about the firewalls, right, based on the different criteria like ratings, security performance, value for money, implementation, management, support, and the cloud features. And in this you can see that if I compare the checkpoint in the Palo Alto firewall, or I can compare the Fortinet and the Palo Alto, leave with the Cisco. Cisco is more behind, right, in compared to the checkpoint and the Palo Alto and the FortiGate, because Cisco having the very good market in the networking, SD-WAN, data center, right? Some DNS security. But if you talk about the enterprise security, they are lacking more behind than Palo Alto firewall and the checkpoint and the FortiGate. So it's like the far behind of these firewalls. So you can see here, if I comparing the Fortinet, the security performance you can see here. So Fortinet and the Palo Alto almost having a similar security performance. They are the best in the market. Value for the money, Fortinet having the very high value means they are the very low cost firewalls, but Palo Alto little bit higher cost in the firewall, right? Implementation, you can see Fortinet is little bit very good, but in terms of the implementation user friendly, Palo Alto is leading again. So two section Palo Alto leading, only one section Fortinet is like leading. These are the similar. Management you can see again Palo Alto is leading. Fortinet is having some kind of the uh, good management, but if you overall compare with the Palo Alto, you'll find the Palo Alto is a more user friendly. So this is the reason Palo Alto is right, leading in the market. Now again, support point of view, Palo Alto is like the great support. After Cisco, Palo Alto having the great support, tax support available in the market. Cloud feature, you can see Palo Alto having the more cloud features. So overall, if you compare, only one section you find the Fortinet is leading, the FortiGate Firewall. Rest everywhere Palo Alto is leading. So this is the one thing. That's the reason Palo Alto is very popular in the market. If you compare the same thing with the Checkpoint Firewall, right? So you can see here, West Palo Alto again it's lacking. It's a very good. If you compare the value for the money, again Palo Alto is a great. Then if you compare with the uh, you can compare with the checkpoint, right? If you compare the implementation, almost they having the same implementation, like they are the same uh, kind of the implementation dashboard. You can configure, you can deploy, so almost they are similar kind of the way of the working. Management they having a similar. Support, you can say checkpoint is a lacking more behind the follow to firewall is like the very good, but it's just fair. Cloud feature, they having the good cloud feature, but it's having the very good cloud feature, but it's having the best cloud feature. So different area you can compare in different areas. Some firewall is like leading, some is lacking, but overall if you see compare, the Palo Alto is leading most of the sections. And Cisco, you can see most of the sections Cisco is just lacking, not leading. You can see any section you just compare, everywhere Cisco is like behind the Palo Alto firewall. So this is another reason Palo Alto is the more popular in the market, right? So now we just have the basic idea about this Palo Alto firewall and other vendor firewall. So what is the history of this Palo Alto firewall, right? So the Palo Alto firewall basically, uh, like the one of the organization that is the based on the US, right, and headquartered in the Santa Carla in the California, right, and they having the presence in the worldwide, right, and this is basically one of the multinational American company, basically that dealing in the security product, like the SASE product, that is the cloud security. They are dealing with the SD-WAN solution, network security, cyber security, right? And this company was basically founded in 2005 by the Israeli American, one of the person that is a Nirjuk, is like the former engineer of the checkpoint in their screen. So Nirjuk was basically working in the checkpoint earlier. Checkpoint is quite old in compared to the Palo Alto firewall, and from there he get an idea, and he separated himself from that company and he started his company in 2005. That is a Palo Alto. And initially, that time when the firewall was introduced, that was the like first time they developed a just enterprise firewall, and gradually they start adding more and more products in the list. So this is a brief history about the Palo Alto firewall. If you guys want to learn, just go in the Wikipedia and you can learn all the history and the transitions and the all acquisition about this company, right? But yes, this company started in 2005, so almost they are going to complete uh, 20 year in 2025, right? So you can think about 18 year in the market, right? So I hope you guys have the basic idea why the Palo Alto firewall and history of the Palo Alto firewall. We have the Gartner Magic reports and some kind of the other global search report. Now the next question is, what product we are going to cover in this particular session, right? And what are the product portfolio available in the Palo Alto firewall? So Palo Alto firewall basically it has been classified in the three category. You can see here, Palo Alto product has been classified in the three category. So one category is the Strata PS series. You can see. Second category is the Prisma Access, and third category is the Cortex XDR. So what we are going to cover in this course curriculum. So we are going to cover this Strata PS series. Then what is the Prisma Access and what is the Cortex XDR. So let me brief you. So as I mentioned, right, we having the network security. When yesterday we were discussing about, so I discussed about we having the network security, right? We having the cloud security. So now we are focusing in the network security, not focusing in the cloud security in this syllabus, because this is a completely different platform. But the concept is going to be inherited from the network security, which is going to be used in the cloud security. So even you are just wanted to learn this cloud security, you should be very good in the network security, because this is the same concept is going to use in the cloud security. So if I talk about the network security, this Strata PS series firewall come in a picture, and this firewall could be the physical firewall or could be the VM firewall. There is a virtual firewall and could be the physical firewall, and also it is going to cover the panorama as well. So still might be you guys don't know what is a panorama. So I'll explain in later stage, because the past of it's a part of our curriculum. So we'll understand about this. So if anything you want to protect from the your site point of view, your branch location point of view, your data center point, you want to protect anything, then this network firewall, enterprise firewall is going to come in a picture, and that we are going to cover throughout the session, right? But Prisma Access is something that is part of the cloud security, that is known as a SASE. And what is a SASE? That is a secure access service edge. So if you want to become the SASE engineer, right? And trust me, this is the future only. In future, everything is going to replace. This enterprise firewalls is going to be replaced in the future after down the line 10 year, right? But the concept is going to be required. And then everyone is going to become the SASE engineer, SASE architect, SASE consultant. So what is a SASE? So SASE is nothing. SASE is just kind of the, if you guys know about the OSI model, right? And TCP IP model, right? So OSI is just a reference model. And by referring this OSI reference model, we can say this is just a blueprint. This is just an idea. And based on this idea, we actually implement and created the TCP IP model where my communication start working between two devices, where IP is going to be configured between these two devices, cable is going to be connected, port is going to be communicated. So TCP IP is actual model where the communication is going to be happen, but the OSI is just a reference model. You can just think what it's just a theoretical concept. And based on that theoretical concept, you are just going to design some networking, and that TCP is going to be act as a protocol who just going to achieve that all whatever you want to design. Similar, SASE is just the concept, just the reference model, right? And who just define this reference? That is again Gartner Magic. Gartner is one of the search firm, global search firm, who just developed this, concept of the SASE. And after this SASE development, lot of company in a market, available who basically design this SASE based products, like the Palo Alto design, there's a Prisma Access, right? Zscaler design is a Zscaler SASE. Versa design, there's a Versa SASE. Cisco design, Cisco SASE, right? So different company design different SASE solution. But if you want to become the Prisma Access engineer, then you have to become this SASE engineer, right, of the Prisma Access. And in that case, you can see firewall, again you have to learn. SWG, secure web gateway, again you have to learn. Zero trust, again you have to learn. Network access, again you have to learn. So this all should be, this all should be part of this SASE. So even you can see firewall as a service, you can see here. So if you want to become the SASE engineer, you must have to learn this firewall. Without knowing this firewall, you cannot become the SASE engineer. And this firewall, which you are going to learn, the concept is equally same. Only difference is this firewall could be the hardware, could be the virtual, but this always going to be virtual only, because it's a firewall as a service. And you are going to add new product as well: secure web gateway, zero trust exchange, network access, Prisma cloud native security platform. You can see we having a lot of cloud security, posture management, cloud workload protection, cloud network security, cloud infrastructure entitlement management. And then again, we have the SD-WAN solution as well. So we have the SD-WAN solution also in this part of this particular course. So this is a completely different module, but in this you just have to become the SASE engineer, and you also can become the Prisma SD-WAN of the Palo Alto, right? So this we are not going to touch. Third one is the Cortex XDR. So what is this Cortex XDR? So Cortex XDR is something which is just for the real-time monitoring, right? Real-time monitoring. So if you want to monitor your network, you want to check what is the loss in my network, what is the latency in my network, and what is jitter in my network. So any performance related issue you want to monitor, right? That is a part of the Cortex XDR. So this is something going to do the real time monitoring of your network. Any kind of the activity is going to happen, like application is slow, any kind of the endpoint protection is again part of this Cortex XDR. Endpoint detection and response, behavior analytics, management detection and response, right? Extended security orchestration, automation and response, that is also automatic, is going to have XOAR, right? Expenses, attack service management, like Crispis, right? Cyber security services, data branch response. So related to any threat, related to any loss, latency and jitter, real time, what is the device posture you want to monitor, that all reboot like report is going to happen in this Cortex XDR. So this is just a, you can think about the monitoring tool like with the SolarWind and other tools, and by referring this monitoring tool you can do a lot of kind of the monitoring in this Cortex XDR, right? So this is the three flavors in a market for the Palo Alto network portfolio, and we are going to cover this platform, right? So I hope you guys understand. So let's start, right? Next section. Any, let me give the right. So any question, you guys can unmute yourself if you have any question till here. So we can move to next step. Anyone have any question? Okay, so let me give the right to unmute. If you guys want to unmute, you can unmute and ask the question. I have one question in the chat. I have my on server, everything is okay, but Palo Alto window is not working. So can you sure? Uh, okay, Raj, this is your something related to lab, so we'll see how it can be going to be happen. Okay, for your
Sure,
lab.
sir.
Any other question anyone have regarding this this course content? No, Cortex XDR is not part of this curriculum. So this is just, think about, this is a tool. Okay. So if you want to really know about this, so just you have to access this tool if your company have, right? And you can just see how my network is behaving, and even the end devices, how it is going to behave, that can be easily monitored by using that Cortex
Okay.
XDR tool.
So, sir, this Cortex is just a kind of GUI interface where we see the behavior of the packet flow, or for what purpose specifically we use Cortex?
This is same exactly what you mentioned. This is a GUI based platform, and you can just see the every behavior of the all packets, application, user, endpoint, everything you can do that. So
Okay.
just you can just you can think about one of the monitoring tool
Okay.
where you can see the real time how my application is going, how my user is connected, what is the loss, latency, jitter, what kind of the device posture, any kind of the endpoint threat is there, that all going to monitor in the Cortex XDR.
And also, when we talk about latency and jitter, can latency and jitter also be seen on the normal when we log into the Palo Alto GUI? I'm not talking about Cortex, but in general, when we log into the GUI, do we have the feature where we can see that if there is any latency, or if there is any jitter to any specific connection? Do we have that provision?
No, that is not available in the Palo
Okay.
Alto.
Okay.
We cannot see. We have the option. We can just do the ping, and after doing the ping, we just have some kind of the latency, and there is a packet drop that is going to be seen in there. But in this scenario, what you are asking, that report
Okay.
is not available.
Latency, yeah, we can verify with the ping, but jitter is something will not be able to confirm it via ping. So for that, do we have any? I mean, Wireshark is there, but other than that, do we have any other feature in Palo Alto where we can verify that jitter or any kind of service degradation that we can verify via Palo Alto a normal user interface?
No, no, that is in Palo Alto device not possible.
Okay, okay,
Palo Alto
okay,
not possible. Yeah, jitter you cannot see that.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll show you in this Palo Alto firewall also what option we have. Say in the monitoring, let me show you a little bit. Let me log in it. Mm, okay, later I'll show you somehow. It's not taking. I need to reconfigure this lab again.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'll show you later because we have the lab, so we'll see that how it is going to be look like. So let me move the next step, right? So the next step we have, uh, I have one question. Hi, Sir Git Wilson. I want to ask to you, will unfollow to far from the space to master? Yes, thank you, Asoka. Yeah, definitely. In this course, basically, we'll do from basic to advanced level everything. So no need to worry. And we are starting from the very scratch. So we are doing like the very scratch to the advanced level. Everything we are going to cover in this session, right? So the next step, right? We have to understand why we need a firewall, right? So before I can explain why we need a firewall, first we have to understand what is a firewall. So if someone is going to ask, what is a firewall? Anyone want to contribute? What is a firewall? Any definition?
Yeah, as per my understanding, firewall is a device which is useful for a packet filtering, which can do much more than in terms of packet filtering can do much more than what router is capable of. On router
Mm-hmm.
we have netting, but
Mm-hmm.
and we have access list, but there are few things like router can do up to layer 3, but
Mm-hmm.
I believe firewall is capable of doing packet inspection up to L7.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, that
Right.
is something what I have understanding of. I don't know much about the policy and all, but yeah, firewall is a device which is capable to inspect the packet from L1 to L7.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. Great, great. Thank you. That's a good. Any other thoughts anyone have about the firewall? Tej, come on. Try to explain if you have anything to explain. It's a good opportunity. You can explain your thoughts as well. Okay, so no worry. So first thing, that's what Gaurav mentioned. That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. But let me just add few more things here. So first, what is a firewall? So if you go with the definitions, right? So in a definition, we can say a firewall is a network security device. A firewall is a network security device, or could be the software. It could be the physical device or could be the software device, right? That designed to monitor, that designed to monitor and filter and control incoming and outgoing traffics, right? Let me repeat. So the firewall a firewall is a network security device. And if I talk about the network, that could be your PC, your servers, your router, your switch. These are all are the networking component. WLC, Wi-Fi, APs, right? Printer. So any device who is just related to IT, that is a network device. So my firewall could be the physical and could be the virtual, and that is designed to monitor and filter. That is designed to monitor and filter and control. So let me just write it here. So monitor, filter, and control incoming and outgoing traffic. So the traffic which is coming inside of my network, which is going outside of my network, that need to be monitored and also need to be filtered. If I talk about the filter, what does it filter? Means filtering is going to happen based on layer 2. What is a layer 2? That is my MAC address, right? The layer 3, that could be my IP address, right? The layer 4, that is my port number, right? And layer 7, that is my applications, and more as well. We having the more like the we can filter the data as well, actual payload. If you want to filter this also, this is also possible, but it's come in the actual payload. And we also having some additional feature based on the device, based on the user ID informations, based on device software, right? We'll see more option we have here to do this all filtering, right? So this is going to be filter, this is going to control. What is a control? So if I'm controlling something, means anything is going to be in to out or out to in, that is going to be controlled by my firewall, right? So I hope you guys understand this. And this could be based on the predetermined security rule, or might be we called the access control list. The primary purpose of this firewall, the primary purpose of this firewall, to establish a barrier between your internal network and the external network, between your internal infrastructure that is secure and external infrastructure that is unsecure, such as internet. So this is also one of the responsibility. So this is just acting as a barrier. So if I give the examples how it is going to be happen in the real time scenario, so might be you guys are staying any of the societies or any of the residential complex. So this complex size could be the bigger, and we having the more than 500 house could be there, or might be 100 house could be there. But we must have some kind of the entry gate and some kind of the exit gate, right? So entry and exit. So if I want to enter in this society area, so I have to cross this entry, and you'll find this entry gate, we might be have some barrier, right? So before I enter, this barrier should be always down. So I need to cross this barrier. And how I can cross this barrier? If my vehicles, if I'm coming with my motorbike or my the car, would should have this RFID. This is the latest one, or might be some kind of the sticker as a pass. Means you should have some kind of the access, predefined access, so that the security personnel sitting in this barrier location can identify you are the right person who is entering in this society location. So that barrier is going to be open only in that case. So if you are coming in, you must have some kind of the tokens. If you are going again out, you'll find another barrier here. So again, you have to show your pass and then you can go out. So similar way, my firewall is just going to act as a barrier. And if I'm inside and I'm going to outside, I have to show my pass. I'm coming from the outside, going to inside, again I have to show my pass. So that is a another concept. This firewall, this firewall could be the physical. So physical means you need to purchase the box. I'll show you the bugs. Or could be the software, that means it is going to install within the some server locations, or might be if you're having the laptop, this laptop also having the firewall. Let me show you. It's not like this laptop not have the firewall. This laptop also have the firewall. So this is also going to protect a lot of things. You can create the ACLs, you can create the rules here. You see here. So this firewall also having the inbound rule, we having the outbound rules. And if I want to create some rules based on the some applications, so see here I can create some rules, and based on the rules I can allow some application, I can block some application. There is a provisions. So it's not like I need to always dependent on the my physical appliances. No, every device have the firewalls. Just you have to use based on your requirement. So this PC also the firewall is available. You want to block some application, you want to block some port. This is also possible. You can do that. Okay. So the firewall could be the software firewall. Firewall could be the hardware firewall. Right. So firewall can be implemented in the various forms, including the hardwares, including the softwares, right? Software application, or in combination of the both. Totally depend on the use case, and it can be operate on the different layer of the OSI model. That is the layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, and layer 7. And the main responsibility to just protect your network. And then it's come to the different format to just protect you. So they do different action here. So first, what Gaurav mentioned, they can do the packet filtering. So they can do the packet filtering. So what is the packet filtering? So packet filtering means in your packets we having a lot of information. So if I draw one of the packet, let's suppose this is one of your packet. So this packet you'll find a lot of informations. Let me just draw it here. Let me use this one. This is your packet. So you'll might be find the source MAC, source MAC. You'll find the destination MAC. You'll find the source IP. You'll find the destination IP, source port, destination port, right? You having the application, so app, and finally you have the data that is known as the payload. So this information basically, this information we have, this information we have, this and this. So this is your layer 2 information. This is my layer 3 information. This is my layer 4 information. This is my layer 7 information. And this is the actual payload. So I'm just showing some well-known data in a packet, and this is known as the one packet. We can call one packet. So this packet having a lot of information. So firewall is going to do the filtering. Means if you are going to define some rules and regulation inside of the firewall, so firewall is once this packet is going to land, let's suppose this firewall is going to receive this packet. Just think about this way. Just understand this concept. This packet is going to land this firewall. So firewall is going to check, oh, what is inside of this my packet. Layer 2 information. It is going to check my layer 3 informations. It is going to check my layer 4 informations. It is going to check my layer 7 informations and the data. And based on this informations, if your rule is saying you have to filter certain MAC address, if your rule is saying you have to filter some certain IP address in the port number, right? Protocol numbers or IP address, applications, that is going to be done by the firewall. And if it is saying should that port should be allowed, then it is going to allowed. If your filter is saying no, this particular port 443 or 80 or 23 22 or might be DNS port 53, it is going to be blocked, then it is going to be blocked. So basically port filtering is going to, packet filtering is going to happen in different use case. And after doing the packet filtering, the next step is it is going to do the stateful inspections. So I believe you guys understand. First is the packet filtering. Now it is going to do the stateful. It's also responsibility to just do the stateful inspection. Inspection. So what is this stateful inspection? This is another responsibility of the firewall. So basically in previous day when we having the firewall, I've been talking about there is two kind of the firewall. One firewall is a next generation firewall. So one is the next generation firewall, and there was another firewall that is the legacy firewall. You can say this is the old firewall. So this old firewall basically, I'll come to this topic in very detail in later stage, but let me just give some idea about you. So there is two kind of the firewall. One is a stateful firewall, one is the stateless firewall. So we have the slide to understand. So I'm just briefing right now, so you just correlate this. So in the next generation firewall, what is going to happen? Every session means every connection going to in or out from the firewall, that is going to maintain one of the state. You can think that is going to maintain the record, that is going to maintain the cache table, right? So the firewall is going to keep track, the stateful firewall is going to keep track all connections which is going in or out, and based on the connections, whether your packet is allowed or whether your packet is denied. When connection is going to build, how the connection is going to build based on the actual flow of the packet which is going to in to out from the packet, right? I mean the firewall, and then it is going to maintain the connections, and connection is going to maintain, and after maintaining those connections it is going to take an actions. So this connection is going to help to prevent certain type of the attacks. Again, it's going to do the some filter packet filtering kind of the concept, or might the ACL kind of the concept, policy kind of the concept, but this session are quite quicker because you don't have to look up the policy, you don't have to look up the ACLs, and it is going to take immediate action whatever the traffic is going out or in based on the connection state, whether the traffic is allowed or not allowed. So this is the another feature we having, the stateful inspection. So this is another firewall feature we have. The third feature we have, we can say this firewall also going to act as a proxy service, means proxy solution. Because we are talking about the next generation firewall, so we can use this firewall as a proxy solution or proxy services. So what is the proxy services and proxy solutions? So that means, let's say suppose my traffic is coming from the internal network, right? My traffic is coming from the internal network and want to go on the google.com, that is my external network. So for some reason I don't want to do exposure of my networking, means let's suppose this PC having the public IP address, just assume that this server having this public IP address. So I don't want to expose my connection or my the IP to the internet world. So what is going to happen? What is going to happen? So my this firewall is going to act as a proxy. So on behalf of me, what is the meaning of the proxy? Someone is doing some activity on behalf of you. So this firewall is going to talk to this internet google.com. Once the connection is going to land to the firewall will intercept your connection, and on behalf of you it is going to create a session on the google.com, and once it is going to get a reply, it is going to again reverse the packet and it's going to send to you. Means it always going to change the packet, flow between the source and destination. So this some firewall act as an intermediate proxy between the internal to external system. Means this is an internal system and this is external system. So some firewall having this feature, they receive request from the client, right? Forward those requests to the servers like the Google, and relay back response from server to the client, right? This is just to enhance your security. You just want to hide some your internal network to just not expose to the external network. This also feature we have. So the packet filtering, the stateful inspection, and the proxy services. What next? So this firewall can also do, this firewall can also do NAT. That is known as a network address translation. Network address translation. And this is the most important feature we have. So what is a NAT? Right? Anyone want to say what is a NAT? Anyone want to take chance to
Actually,
explain?
NAT is it will won't allow outer from network.
Yeah, very nice. Any other?
Sir,
Yeah, NAT is a feature by which we hide our private IP. I mean, your private IP do not have any significance in the outside on the internet. So it takes a public IP,
Mm-hmm.
and while coming back, your NAT feature will have a table. It will translate it back to public to private. So yeah, NAT is a feature by which you are hiding your private IP.
That's good. Yeah. Thank you, Gaurav again.
actually,
Other?
mainly NAT means that translate from one IP to many IP and many IP to one IP.
Hello.
One IP to many IP and many to one. Okay, that's good. Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, संदीप
Yes,
संदीप दिस
Sandeep sir.
साइड से।
Yeah, yes, sir. Sandeep sir, बताइए.
हाँ जी सर। तो जैसा कि इसका नाम अपने आप में बता रहा है, नेट नेटवर्क एड्रेस ट्रांसलेशन।
Right.
तो ये जो है हमारे नेटवर्क के आईपी को ट्रांसलेट करता है अगर हमने कहीं इंटरनेट के ऊपर या कहीं पर भी जाना है।
Hmm.
और अगर इंटरनेट से कोई ट्रैफिक आ रहा है, पब्लिक टू प्राइवेट एंड प्राइवेट टू पब्लिक।
Mm-hmm.
तो पब्लिक क्या होता है और प्राइवेट क्या होता है, मेरे को लगता है सब कुछ शायद सर मेरे को
Yeah.
तो
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
ना
Yes.
मालूम
Yes.
है।
Hmm.
हाँ, तो ये इसको नेटवर्क नेट मतलब नेटवर्क एड्रेस ट्रांसलेशन करता है। ये एड्रेस को ट्रांसलेट करता है पब्लिक टू प्राइवेट एंड प्राइवेट टू पब्लिक के अंदर।
Very nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
या
Yeah.
वेलकम
Any other versions? Anyone have?
सर एक डाउट है, जैसे आपने बताया कि प्रॉक्सी भी वही करता है कि मतलब इट इज डूइंग योर ट्रैफिक ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ यू, मतलब वो एक आईपी चेंज कर देगा, तो वो नेट भी वही करता है, तो व्हाट इज द मेन पर्पस ऑफ हैविंग प्रॉक्सी सॉल्यूशन इंस्टेड ऑफ नेट?
That's a really good question. Chalo, I'll cover this one also. So let me first explain the NAT, then I'll explain in which scenario proxy is going to come in picture and in which scenario NAT is going to come in picture. That's really a
ओके,
good question. Okay. All right. So let me explain. All version are correct. You guys are absolutely right, and thank you so much, for this all explanation. Really appreciate this. So what is a NAT, right? So as a name, NAT is a network address translation, right? We know that. It have a one line definition, right? NAT having just one line definition, translate any IP to any other IP is equal to network address translation. It's very short but very crispy and very correct as per my best knowledge. Translate any IP to any other IP is a NAT. Nothing else. There is no private IP concept, no public IP concept. If someone is asking what is a NAT, so simple definition, it is going to translate any IP to any another IP. This IP could be private IP to public IP translation. This could be private to private. This could be public to private or public to public. It could be anything. Means any IP can be translated to any another IP, that is a NAT. But it depends on my scenario, what I want to do that. So the first scenario, I'm giving the example because we have to do the very deep dive on the NAT. So when I'll go and explain this NAT, I'll explain everything about the NAT. You're having the security NAT, you can see a lot of type of the NAT, source NAT, destination NAT, UTN NAT, and dual NAT. So we are going to cover everything. But for timing, let me just give some kind of the basic idea, which scenario this all is going to be used. So let's say suppose I'm inside of the organization. Let's suppose this is my organization and this is my firewall. I have to go on the internet. So in my LAN network, always I'll use the private IP. And this is the internet and this is the google.com. This google.com always could be the public. So the one problem I have, my private IP address could not be travel on the internet. Can't travel on the internet. Means this private IP address never ever can communicate on the internet. So what is the solution? So my private IP address should be translated on the public IP address. So this will come in a picture. Private to public, the first one. The private to public translation is going to happen here, and that is again one type of the NAT, which we call the source NAT. So my private IP is now translating to public because my public cloud cannot understand the private IP address. So this is the one type of the NAT. Similarly, let's say suppose my one of the clients sitting on the internet and want to access the server which is in the my LAN, which having the private IP address. So this having the public IP address and this want to talk to the private IP address. Could it be possible? The answer is no, it's not possible because this private cannot be reached again on the internet. So I have to do something on the firewall where this private must be mapped with the public IP address, and when the traffic is going to come from the internet, this should be translated again to the public to private. So this is known as a destination NAT. So public to private, this one. So again, let's suppose I want to translate from one private IP to another private IP. This is also going to be happen if you want to not expose your actual server private IP address to any other area. So that is also possible. So public to private, public to public, private to private, any IP to any other IP that can be used to translation. This is NAT, and this is the one more feature we have in the firewall that is going to support it. Right? I hope you guys understand. Thank you so much, Gajanan. You have the offer from the SCL as a SD1 support engineer. Congratulations, and hope you are distributing the sweets very soon.
Sure,
Right?
sure. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. Good. Happy to know that you selected in the SCL for the SD1. So it's
Yeah.
a L3 role or L4 role? What is the role?
No, it's L2 only. It's L2 only.
L2.
Huh.
Okay, so you be pro
Initially
to
it's
SCL.
L2. After that he will see if my good.
Okay, that's really good. Thank you. So this is my the NAT, network address translation. This is another feature we have. And one more question Gaurav asked, that what is a proxy and what is a NAT, right? So as I mentioned, proxy is again going to do the same thing. NAT is going to do the same thing. So in NAT, need to translate the IP address. Proxy, no need to translate the IP address. This is the only difference. Gaurav, what did you understand that mean? In NAT, we always have to translate my IP address. That is my NAT. But when I talk about the proxy, no need to translate my IP address.
Then
This is the
when the user traffic is hitting to the proxy, then proxy will see that what is the destination where user wants to go. Then proxy will carry the traffic with the same user IP, or is it going to replace that user IP to its own and then it will go to the destination?
It's going to do the proxy, but the proxy IP is just going to be added on those packets. They are going to strip out the, let's suppose, let me just draw one packet flow so you will understand. So I hope you guys understand the NAT. So proxy is something.
A question, can you use both proxy and NAT together?
No, it's not recommended. It's not going to be. Proxy is device. Proxy is something where, let me draw the packet. So let's suppose this is the source. This is a source IP address. This is my destination IP address. Right. So let's suppose here is like one of the IP address 10.10.10.10, right? Want to go on 23.12.56.15. This is destination IP address. So if I have to do the NAT, right? So my source must be translated from public to private. So let's suppose this is my private IP address. My source must be translated on the public IP address, and destination always going to be same if I have to do the NAT, right?
Right.
So this is scenario of the NAT. We just have to change my just source address I'm talking about. So source must be changed, then it is going to travel on the internet.
So this translation will happen within the firewall itself, right?
Yes, this is going to happen on the firewall. This NAT,
and it will keep that record.
yes, that is going to be, you know, happen on the firewall, and firewall will keep the record. Firewall will keep the translation record, right? So this is one packet, that is a firewall. But if you are going to use the proxy, then what is going to happen? So the proxy, the packet will come in this source, right? Simply from this packet, it is not going to do the translation. It is just going to strip out that information of this source IP address, and it is going to replace with on IP address. So your destination is going to be same, 56, and just its private IP address or public IP address. Proxy is not going to take care. It is not going to, you know, the proxy is not going to check what type of address you are coming. It's simply going to strip out this IP address, whatever the IP address is coming from the Azure source. It's just going to use their own IP address, whatever the proxy IP address. It is just going to use might be 1.1.1, and then the packet is going to be sent out. So the process is same. We are changing the IP address, but one, in a case of the firewall, you have to configure this NAT feature in the firewall, and then they are going to build the NAT session, NAT policy, everything. But in proxy, you don't have to do anything. You just send the traffic to the proxy. Proxy will take rest of our things by own. That's the only difference.
What is the recommended procedure?
So recommended process is proxy in case of the you are accessing the web traffic. So what is the use case? Web traffic. Web traffic means you are going on the internet. So if you are going on the internet, you should, or it is recommended you should use proxy. Why proxy? Because you're all the internal user having private IP address. And if you're not going to use the proxy, then you have to do NAT for all private IP address. So this is again additional add-on work for you, for the troubleshooting point of view, for any kind of the like the management point of view, because you have to hire the skilled engineer who do the NAT configuration of the firewall, or always you have to dependent on any source subnet is going to introduce in a network. So you just have to again map the NAT translation. But I have taken the proxy. So I don't care whether I have NAT or not. Whether I'm coming with a private IP address, I will send traffic to the proxy. Proxy will simply remove my private IP address or public. It is not going to check and send the traffic to the web destination. That's all. So if you are using the web traffic, it is always recommended to use the proxy. you are using the cloud-based application, it is always recommended to use the proxy. Or in short, this is the future. Right now, we having the cloud proxy solution like the Zscaler, we have the Prisma Access. They are capable not only web traffic, all type of traffic you want to send via the web proxy, you can send there, and they are going to inspect this traffic. So no need of the firewall is going to require. No NAT is going to be required. So as
Okay.
simple, that is the future. That is the cloud security. Okay, Sandeep.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So these
So
are the
can we sit first with the proxy and then natting, but only it will increase the latency.
yeah. NAT. See, these are the two different solutions. Proxy
Okay.
is something for the web-based traffic that is only support the web. Earlier, the concept was if I want to go any for the internet-based application, so why should I do NAT and all for the all web traffic? Because the firewall will do the NAT, latency is going to be there. Another management is going to require for the NAT policy creation. So why should I not use the proxy, which having the more granular feature available? They
Okay.
can control the application, they can control the URL, they can do any kind of the classification based on the different URL category as well. Even the firewall can do that, but it's more easy and convenient for the organization, and more you can think about the cost effective as well. So
Okay.
every location you have to deploy the firewall, but you just create one proxy gateway, so all branch location traffic is going to send to the one proxy gateway, and rest it will take care everything. So
Okay.
no dependency on the branch location,
All
right?
right. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Welcome. So that is a NAT translation. Moving next, so another feature we have in the firewall, that is the application layer filtering. Application, you can think about the filtering. So what is the application filtering? So right now in my packet, you can see I have the layer 2 information, I have the layer 3 information, I have the layer 4 information. But along with that, I have the layer 7 information also. So this layer 7 information might be, I'm the user, I'm using the WhatsApp, chat from my PC. I'm just using the Facebook. I just wanted to use Facebook chat, right? I want to use the Instagram, right? YouTube video. So these are the application. And trust me, in the application, if you go in the Applipedia, let me, so Applipedia, if you go in the Applipedia website, here we have. So this is the Palo Alto official dashboard. And in this Palo Alto official dashboard, you can see here how many applications they have. So total right now, Palo Alto database recognize the application that is a 4367 application. Total application that is recognized with the Palo Alto, that is a 4367 application. In this 4367 application, you can find any application. You just take a name like the Facebook. That is also part of this application. Means if any traffic is passing related to Facebook, Palo Alto firewall is able to recognize that packet, this packet having the Facebook application, Facebook games, Facebook chat, Facebook, app posting base, anything. Similarly, if you want to take the WhatsApp, that is also going to be recognized. If you want to check the Teams, that is also going to be recognized. So Office Teams also you'll find somewhere. See, MS Office Teams.
So
Any YouTube?
one question, sorry.
Yeah,
So
please.
within the Facebook, we can also, for example, we can allow only chat and we can stop the videos, audios, or this. I mean, we can subdivide we can control that.
Yes, definitely. This is the beauty of this next generation firewall. So let's suppose I'm in the company and I have 3 departments. I have the marketing department, I have the IT department, I have the sales department, or might be the HR department. So basically HR not required the Facebook. So I can block the all HR people not access the Facebook. IT not required the Facebook. I can block the IT Facebook access. But my marketing team required the Facebook, right? But why they need a chat? Why do they need the video? They need a Facebook for the marketing purpose, or they just need a posting, right? So I only allow the posting. I'll block the chat, video, games, everything for them. So that's the beauty available in the Facebook. So this classification we can do in the within the firewalls, right? So this luxury we have. So based on the applications which is coming in and out from the firewall, right? So based on these applications, I can block this application based on their behavior, based on their pattern, because the Palo Alto database, they all recognize the application. So once the firewall is going to receive that packet, they're going to analyze, and in your policy, it's saying that this particular application should be blocked, then it must be blocked, right? If it is allowed, then it should be allowed. So this is another, right, feature we have. We having a more feature, just I'm explaining the last as a summary, later we'll understand. Another feature we have, the VPN service, right? So what is the VPN service? So we having the VPN service that like site to site VPN and client to site VPN. These are the two kind of VPN services we have. So what is a VPN? So let's say suppose my two branch location, right? My two branch location are located in two different geographical location. Let's suppose one in the New Delhi, or one is might be in the California, right? So two different geographical location. So just think about this way. This is the branch 1 and this is my branch 2. So one is the US, one is the India. In between, we having the internet provider, ISP. The both branch is connected. But what is the problem? Here also having the LAN users, here also having the LAN users. So if I go and purchase a private lease line, that is the MPLS circuit between two location, because I'm in the India, in New Delhi, right? And another is the California, right? So again in the US. So these two different geographical location and they're having the very high distance. So if you're going to take the private lease line, that is a MPLS circuit, that's again going to cost huge amount to just make this connectivity as a private connections. So that's again, problem for your organization. That's not easy to, sustain that much budget to just, make the two branch connectivity. So that's the firewall is providing the feature. You no need to depend on the MPLS connection, just buy the firewalls, right? Even some router is supporting this VPN solution, but this firewall having the more granular, features available. I'll explain later stage what are those. So over the private network, over the public network, you can build the tunnel between these two locations, and they are the VPN tunnel. That is a virtual private network. That is the IPsec tunnel. And by creating this IPsec tunnel, your branch can communicate to another branch with secure manner over the unsecure network, because public internet is always going to be unsecure. So over the secure network, you can communicate between these two branch. How this security is going to happen? Because they having a VPN service feature. You just build this IPsec tunnel, IPsec VPN between these two locations over the unsecure network, and then you can securely transfer your data or all communication. That VPN service is also available. That's a site-to-site VPN. Another is a client-to-site VPN. Let's suppose I'm the remote user. I'm the working from the anywhere in from the different locations. Might be from the home, might be from the
Sir, one
cafe.
doubt here.
Yes.
Suppose it's in side-to-side VPN. Suppose some customer having broadband link that is 10 Mbps. Broadband. This broadband is share bandwidth, but minimum bandwidth is consuming 10 Mbps, right? So in this case, if they have done one-to-one or static IPsec, so that 10 Mbps is constant, or it will be shared after the VPN connectivity.
No, say whatever the ISP given the bandwidth. So bandwidth you don't have the control. So there is two type of the services you can take from the ISP. One is the fixed services. Even the public network, you can right now You can get the 1 Gbps bandwidth, 10 Gbps bandwidth, 100 Gbps bandwidth, even the more than that, right? If you're going to pay. So if you're paying and if you're opting the service that is a dedicated bandwidth, that is always going to remain same for your bandwidth. But if you're
But in
taking the
ILL link only, we can get fixed bandwidth. But I am telling in broadband link.
yes, broadband link, yes. If you're taking the broadband link, so if you are having a 10 Mbps as a broadband link, that is shared services. So your VPN is going to be configured and maximum throughput is going to be 10 Mbps, but it is only available when your ISP is, giving that bandwidth to you. If not, then you just have to, might be 1 or 2 or might be the 5 Mbps. So it is going to fluctuate based on the IP, means the bandwidth is going to provide by the IP service provider.
So any throughput having VPN connectivity that suppose we have installed entry level firewall like Fortinet F40, 40F. Okay.
Mhm.
So in this case, any throughput having that firewall? Because
Yes, every firewall having their throughput. So I'm not going to, we'll talk Fortinet in Fortinet session right now. But let's say suppose you are talking about the Palo Alto firewall, which is a 220, right?
yes,
So
yes, right.
this Palo Alto, if you are building the IPsec tunnel, right, you can get the maximum throughput or maximum speed that is 100 Mbps. That is the
Yes,
maximum.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Similar,
Okay.
if you are going to buy the high-end firewall, then you can get 2.5 GPS, right? And if you
Okay,
are going to pay more money, then here you can get the 24 GPS throughput.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Suppose you have 100 Mbps broadband link, so you need
Mm.
to install that entry level PA 220 firewall.
Yes, yes, yes. Right,
Okay,
right.
yes,
Yeah,
that got it. Thank you, thank you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sir, but most of the cases we found like only lease line connection is there in our organization. We
So
haven't
lease line
found
has
any
been again
broadband.
lease line again have classification in two way. There is the MPLS lease line, there is the internet lease line. Both are category in the lease line. So which one you are referring, Rajesh?
We are in my last organization they are referring MPLS link, but in this organization they are using VPLS link.
VPLS is like again the private lease line. Okay, VPLS is
Okay,
again a
okay.
private, and this is not MPLS, but they are going to build the layer 2 connectivity from one location to another location. That's all.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sir,
great.
But
we can make VPN over MPLS also, but recommended is in ILL link or broadband link to make VPN connectivity side side.
MPLS is always a VPN link only, right?
Yes, yes, right, right.
L3
So
VPN.
already
So
encrypted is there.
yes, yes. No encryption. They are private. So there is no encryption in the MPLS link. They are the L3 VPN. They having the different concept. There's no encryption, but they just build the
Mhm.
private highway for you.
Yes, yes. Two types
Private
VPN,
highway.
L2, L3,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah, got it, got it.
So mostly we are using IPsec VPN through broadband and ILL also, na? Only.
yes, yes. Any
Yes,
internet, broadband, ILL, 4G, if
yes,
you're
yes.
using that. Second, we have the client to site VPN, right? Anyone have another question wanted to ask? Let me complete this, then you guys ask. So another, we having the any remote user. So this is my remote user sitting in the some home, working from the cafe. They also need to access this branch location. So how they can reach that? So let's suppose this branch one is acting as a data center also. So this from the PC to data center firewall, let's suppose there is a Palo Alto firewall. They are going to build a tunnel from the computer to this firewall. And this again tunnel is going to build over the public internet, means your home broadband. Over the home broadband you just created a tunnel, that is IPsec or SL tunnel, SL VPN tunnel, and then you can access all your internet internal network. So that is another client to site, that is known as a global protect in this solution. So we'll cover this with the lab, right? So this is also part of this solution. This is the firewall. So we having the many more thing about the firewalls, right? So basically, what is a firewall? So firewall having list of the functionality, what we have done discussion, list of the things they will do in the firewall, right? And why we need a firewall? So firewall can do the lot of things. So what is a firewall, we understand, and why we need a firewall? So let me just add a few things here why we need a firewall. So firewall can do, likewise we discuss about access control. So anything you want to do the access control, The meaning is going to same, the packet filtering and all. Network security. If you want to introduce the network security, then the firewall is going to require protection against cyber attack, right? This is again like the firewall features. Preventions of unauthorized, right, access. That is a firewall feature. Packet filtering, we already discussed. This is again packet filtering can do that by this firewall, right? And privacy and confidentiality, if you want to do the privacy of your network, right, that can, and also it is going to add the confidentiality, right? Malware protection is going to be protected with the firewall. Any kind of the virus protection is going to happen with the firewall, right? Any kind of the, sorry, just virus, any kind of the vulnerability protection is going to be protected by firewall. DOS attack is going to be happen with the firewall. Any kind of data leak prevention, DLP, is going to happen with the firewall. Zero-day attack, zero-day attack, we'll discuss, that is a wildfire, that is also going to be protected with the firewall. Any kind of compliance requirement, if you're having the in organization, right? So compliance requirement, these all are, we having the lot of things. So these all are the feature which is available in the firewall. So basically, why we need a firewall and what is a firewall? If you club together, you'll have the more similar answer together, because you just have to understand the core concept of the firewall. So this is all about the firewalls. So still, if anyone have any question, please feel free to ask, because I believe it's all done from my side about the basic understanding about the firewall. Now I have to move in the next stage, where we'll start with about the model of the firewall, how the firewall is going to look like, right? Different model, and which scenario we have to use which model of the firewall. Then we'll start the official syllabus.
These all features are all into all firewalls, right? Whether it is a base model or it is the highest model.
See, this all feature is going to support with the all firewalls, but you have to take the license.
Of course, yes.
Yes, yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all, I mean, it's
yeah.
not necessary that higher firewall will have some.
No, it's not necessary. What is the difference is going to happen that I'm going to cover. The difference is like if you're using the low end firewall, so you having the low features in terms of the throughput, virtual router, security zone, policy.
So only performance and latency will matter.
Yes. Rest everything is, because iOS is going to be same.
Okay.
Yeah, same. You can work on this firewall, the same iOS. You can work on high-end firewall, the same iOS. That is all same.
So whenever they update any firewall, it will be applicable for all.
Yes, it is applicable to all. We can update that.
Okay.
Sir, I have a quick question here. Good morning.
Good morning, Sesu. Yeah, please.
How are you, sir?
Good.
Yeah.
How are you?
Fine, sir. Thank you. Sir, actually in FortiNet, we have a deep packet inspection is there. So most of the time, whenever we are trying to download any malware kind of files and all, immediately it's going to detect in case if you enable deep packet inspection. Okay, but in Palo Alto, is there any deep packet inspection? How it's going to work? Because usually what we are going to do, we are going to create self-sign certificate. And after that, we are going to download that self-sign certificate into all the computers, like Active Directory. We are going to push that certificate. We are going to do these kind of things. So I'm getting a bit confusing on that, and whether this Palo Alto is going to support or not, those kind of things.
Okay, so no problem. I'll explain, because I'm the instructor of the FortiGate and the Palo Alto both, so I can understand your pain. So let me, more simple, so other also understand. So if you are talking about deep packet inspection, right, DPI in the FortiGate, so what all feature you are referring in the FortiGate? So I'll compare in the Palo Alto firewall, same. Just tell me some examples what you can do in the FortiGate, which section in this DPI, like DLP.
Yes.
Virus.
Well, antivirus, yes.
Vulnerability.
Yeah.
DOS, zero-day attack, any application, etc. This all should be come in the deep packet inspection, right? In the FortiGate. Same thing is available in the Palo Alto and different name. Let's
Also,
suppose
Sonic
you
Wall it is there, right?
yeah, sorry.
Sonic Wall.
Yes, Sonic Wall also support most all next generation firewall having the similar kind of the features. Name could be different only. So here you want to control the application. So we having the engine that is the app ID in the Palo Alto. So only name is the app ID. That's again part of this DPI if you compare with the FortiGate.
Oh, okay.
If you want to verify the antivirus, anti-spyware, vulnerability, URL filtering,
Sir,
data
नहीं पढ़ो.
that is a part of the content ID. So again, similar part of the DPI of this FortiGate. You want to block any files, right? Again, we having the and zero-day attack that is a part of this file blocking. And you want to do decryption, even the HTTPS based traffic. You want to decrypt and understand what is going in and out. That is also available in this. So these 4 modules basically, and one more thing for a user point of view, user device, user ID also. That is again part of this. Any user coming with their name, you want to protect that. That is also available. So these 5 modules is complete. You can think about a DPI of the FortiGate. Everything is going to cover. So the name is only different. Rest feature is going to be same. Say so makes sense to you?
Yes, yes. But my concern is that the certificate we are going to create, so like self-signed certificate in the firewall, and that certificate we are going to push to the all end devices.
Right,
so
right.
why we are going to do, because that's what I'm always get confused on that part.
No need to worry. See what is happening. Let's suppose you having one computer, right? You are accessing the facebook.com.
Yes.
This facebook.com server is hosted somewhere over the internet, right? This is your PC. Just understand this way. This communication from PC to Facebook server is happening over the HTTPS, right?
Correct.
It's encrypted. How you able to see the Facebook data on your PC on the browser, like your photos, your comments, your likes? How you can see that? How PC will, if this is encrypted or decrypted, how this PC will understand this Facebook data I'm able to read, or you can see that? How it is possible? Anyone know that this concept?
By application.
No. Application is something different. But how basically this PC? I have the fresh new PC. I just purchased one of the laptop. I just connected to the internet, right? And I'm opening the Facebook. I'm able to see that. But this all is coming in the HTTPS packet connection. All HTTPS.
The browser is distinguishing all this, correct?
No. Someone should be available in the my computer who can decrypt this packet.
Correct.
Someone should be available, right?
NIC card?
No, not NIC.
Local DNS.
No DNS.
No, there is a central authority.
Because the CA certificate.
Yes, certificate is there in the PC. Every PC have their certificate. Who is responsible? Let me show you.
It's interesting.
What is certificate? See, cert manager. You go in your PC and check that. So this certificate always come in build when your computer built by the Microsoft, and when you're having the updates, they keep updating as well. So they're having all certificate available for different vendors. See, so these are the responsible to decrypt this communication. Then you're able to see that all communication. You got this point, Sesu?
Got it.
But for example, one of the website, if that we have never visited and it is not listed in that, what will happen?
I'm coming. Most of the public hosted website is always listed in your system. It's always recognized, right? So you can think in this way. You just thinking in because you not realize, but think about you having one of the passport, right? You never visited to the Nigeria, one of the company. Just think, country,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
keep visiting over the Australia, Singapore, US, right? Whatever the country, right?
Mhm.
But when your passport is going to be issued, right?
Mhm.
How this country come to know your passport database? All across the globe country come to know about the passport. You also have the visa, right?
Mhm.
But still, when you land to the country, they always scan your passport and they validate whether they also check the visa, but also verify the passport as well. If I'm not wrong, right?
Yes.
They always do the scan of the passport. Then how they understand your passport is valid or not? Because
The central database.
your government is exchanging the data with the all globe central authorities,
Mhm.
who is the immigration point. That's
Alright.
why they come to know. Similarly, any public hosted services servers are going to be, work. Then they
Alright.
must be updated to the all, means the major iOS providers like the Mac OS, the Windows OS or Linux
Linux.
OS.
Okay. Alright.
Then only they able to encrypt or decrypt. Else there is no way to do that.
Okay. Alright.
Now come to your question, right? Why in my private application, let's suppose I have my own private application. This private application is no visibility to anyone.
Mhm.
Then how my communication is going to be encrypted and decrypted? Then in that case, what is going to happen? Your firewall must be generate the self-signed certificate, which is decryption. This certificate is not available in your PC. So you just have to download that. Then you do the communication from your private application, then it is going to encrypt it and decrypt it. This is how it is going to happen. All right.
So
So
that is the
whenever the
reason we
file,
want to
yeah.
install, and that is the reason we want to install the local certificate
Yes. So
on each PC.
yeah,
Alright.
HPC, and that's a part of decryption. You want to decrypt the data, which is something which is passing through your firewall, but your firewall is not able to encrypt because the firewall doesn't have that all certificate, right?
Okay. Okay.
So you have to install the certificate in the firewall, and the same certificate you have to import in your PC. So any communication coming from the internet, the firewall will first decrypt your communication, and then it is going to process to the
Allow.
PC.
Okay.
And when that request is coming from the PC, again firewall is going to decrypt your traffic, what you are sending to the destination, and then it is allowed to destination. So encryption decryption is keep happening in between all communication which is happening between you and Facebook. But earlier the firewall was simply passing because you not enable the decryption. So HTTPS traffic, the firewall never going to disturb unless or until you enable this decryption.
And also, sir, it's going to consume more memory and all, because what I noticed in FortiGate, the moment when I enable the T-packet inspection, the performance wise, I found that,
Yes.
yeah,
You have
users used to complain that it's a very slow and all.
yeah. It's a huge latency on that. It's a work, correct.
Right. It's going to add latency. So that's why the higher end model of the firewall should be there.
And one more question, sir. Sorry to ask you multiple questions,
No
but
question. No,
yeah.
there is no problem for me. Yeah.
Yeah. One more question is that whenever we are going to choose the firewall, so what is the requirement? For example, let's say some customers, they have 100 users in their network. Some customers, they have 200 users in the network. But we are not sure that which firewall, because sometimes to win the deal, some companies, what they do, they are going to give you the lower firewall, and one certain period of time it stop working and it's not going to perform well. So is there any tool like that in Palo Alto?
No, there is no tool in the such Palo Alto, right? But
Okay.
being the network security architect or designer, you should have this kind of the understanding. So that's why the network designer come in the picture, or security designer come in the picture, or the architects come in the picture. Because this network consultant, architect, and designer having this responsibility to give the best solution to the company. So different organization like the SCL, the Wipro, right, might be the BT, Orange, right, Accenture, or some other MNC across the globe. They use some kind of the predefined solutions. Let's suppose you are saying I have the 100 users, right, and these users are going to access 5,000 applications, right, or might be the 1 Gbps speed. So based on that requirement or other services, they going to give the customized solution for you. And on those customized solution, they recommend the hardware, for your LAN infrastructure, for your WAN infrastructure, for your security devices, and then they are going to build their network. So it is always recommended if you have the new network design requirement. So always go with a very good uh, organization who having this expertise, or the engineer who having that much expertise, who can provide the best solution, because you don't have to think for the right now. Might be you just ask the question for your company for which you are going to design the network. What is your current year? You say the 100, but you also have to ask what is your future growth, because today you just go and develop the solution for the 100 users and 100 MPS bandwidth, but might be if company is opening their branches, they're having the expansion plan also, right? They have to expand their infra, they have to expand their users. So you have to keep that thought in your mind. What is the next 5-year goal of your company? So you have to clear ask from your IT people who is for the part of the company, or the director who is leading that project. Can you just suggest what is your 5-year growth plan? Then accordingly you can propose your solution, and if that solution is meeting in their budget, then they can go and buy that product, else there is no way. And then accordingly we have to figure out the which firewall is good in terms of the throughput, how number of session is going to require, router, security zone. That is going to be part of this discussion and the identification. So totally it's a manual, but some organization develop their tools as well. Tools means they have the predefined solution as a low level design or high level design, and they keep sending that information to them. All right, so I believe we are good for today, and we'll continue this session further.
Sir, one thing.
Mhm.
So this particular Palo Alto firewall, does it support IPS, IDS? Do we, when we add a license, then
all these are the IPS IDS only. There's no special feature in the Palo Alto. This is the IPS IDS. These all are the IPS IDS.
okay,
Content ID and
The one we
yes, yes.
discussed. Right.
This
Okay.
all the IDS IPS. Nothing else. There is no special module here. Monitoring is going to happen for the all threads. I'll show you. That's the IDS, right? And this is the IPS. Where content ID, application ID, file blocking, decryptions, user ID, they all can think about it.
Okay, sir.
So
Thank
we can monitor, for example, if we have blocked for some of the users Facebook chat, we can monitor that it is
Yes,
blocked
yes,
and
yes,
everything.
yes. Everything you will see. I'll show you in the next class. Today somehow the firewall is not working, so
Okay.
I'm not going to start. So I'll show you how the logs is going to look like. So
When will
everything
be
is
the
going.
next class?
That is going to happen on Saturday and Sunday. Every Saturday and Sunday.
All right, okay.
Yeah, same time. So that's all, guys. So thanks for today, and we'll connect. And we are initially having the more theory, so we'll go slowly. But once we have the practical, so we'll do the deep dive around 2.5 hours per
Can we
day.
have a virtual firewall for practice at home on a
Yes,
virtual
yes.
device?
We have the lab. So lab is
Okay.
going to provide it to everyone. So let me show you how this lab is going to look like. So you guys just have to get the lab rack access, and this lab can be login, right? By your credential. The credential is going to be created, and that can be accessed from the anywhere. Just you require the internet and the laptop, and you can just start working on this topology, or if anyone want to deploy their own topology
But
based
if
on
I have,
custom.
yeah,
Yeah.
if because I have virtual machines at home, can we have the same lab
Yeah.
created at home?
Yes, you can find this topology. You can export from here, and you can
Okay.
import your systems, but require the virtual images. That should be your job. You have to set up EVNG and virtual images,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then it can be supportable. That all images that can be done.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
EVENG, right?
Yes,
So
EVNG.
what is the hardware requirement for this?
So for the Palo Alto minimum, you should have 16 GB RAM, right? If you have, you can 32 would be the good. 16 GB is just for the one firewall, but if you have 32 GB RAM, then it is going to work, good.
Okay.
And storage could be any 200 GB, 400 GB, whatever you have. I mean, 100 GB is going to work. There is no problem for the storage.
It's going to be a Linux based, right?
Yes, EVNG is like the one of the emulator platform based on the Linux.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great
yes,
day.
पंकज सर हेलो.
Yes, yes, Raj.
तो आप ये कब शेयर करेंगे लैब एक्सेस?
Soon you'll get, Raj. Okay, you'll get
Okay.
soon. Okay.
And do you have a time to like little bit?
Mm, okay. Okay. So let me stop this all. Rest people can drop it. Let me just remove everyone. Just stay you there.